is an open-world RPG made by Bethesda Game Studios. It's the fifth installment of the Elder Scrolls series and has been praised by players and critics alike. Part of this success is because of the immersive nature of the game. Today we'll discuss the different aspects of the game that contribute to this immersion and how they can be seen in the gameplay. When first entering the game, you are already confronted with the immersive elements of Skyrim. Instead of using a cutscene to explain the events that have led you to the situation you are in, the game directly puts the player in a cart with one of the main characters of the game, while he tells you the situation this yet unexplored world is in at this point in time.
Hey, you. Finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. They hadn't been looking for you.
Although the game is based in an alternate fantasy universe, where dragons, orcs, elves and witches are rampant, the game still manages to draw you in through its art style and narrative-driven main stories. Considering the time period the game was made in, the visuals were stunning, especially when played on the highest settings on a high-end PC gaming rig. Skyrim features both a first-person and a third-person camera viewpoint that allows the players to look through the eyes of the character, making it easier to connect with the gameplay. This is especially apparent during the combat or dialogue aspect of the game.
You do not even know our tongue, do you? Such arrogance, to dare take for yourself the name of Nova.
Additionally, it provides players with a gameplay experience that is not broken up in segments of playing and cutscenes. Instead, it opts to let the player enjoy the entirety of the game from the perspective of the character that is created at the start of the game. By using the perspective of the character, this makes exploration more personal for the player. This personal character, in turn, also creates a sense of immersion. Giving players the opportunity to create a character to their own liking and giving them their own backstory is very indicative of the entire Elder Scrolls franchise and adds to the possible immersion that a player experiences. Regular interactions with non-playable characters within video games are often streamlined through a singular, linear and pre-written dialogue. However, Skyrim chooses an alternate approach, which also adds to the immersion of the entire game. When the player decides to instigate a conversation with an NPC, a dialog box appears with several different answer options that allow players to choose their own approach to different factions and specific NPCs that are available in the game.
Go ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back. I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers, and we served the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer. For the last 200 years since the last Dragonborn Emperor...
The diversity of environments you can freely explore throughout the game, through the first-person perspective of the character, compensates for the lack of engagement during combat. Skyrim creates an open-world feel after the player has finished the tutorial of the game, providing the player with a large world to explore without any restrictions.